humility. He calls God's people to trust. He calls God's people to humility and to hope and have hope in God's mighty hand, regardless of where you are. Humble yourselves. He's saying, regardless of where you are, trust God. He's saying, regardless of where you are, put your hope in God's mighty hand. And then he says, cast all your cares upon him. The phrase cast your cares upon him conveys the idea of transferring the weight, transferring the weight. I'm talking to some people who are trying to carry this load by yourself. I'm talking to some folk who have thought for the longest that you could handle it because everybody told you to be strong. Well, I'm going to tell you to be strong, but strong ain't really what you think strong is. Strong is being able to pull off some stuff and transfer it to where it's supposed to be. This burden is not mine. This problem is not mine. This storm is not mine. This pain is not mine. This trouble is not mine. Peter says, cast all of your cares upon him, for he cares. Peter is saying you got to learn how to be strong enough to transfer the weight of personal anxieties. Give it to God. The word cast, Greek is epirito, which means to throw it. It means to toss it. It means to chunk it. It means to pitch it. It means to pitch it. However you get rid of it. Peter is saying, give it to God, give it to God, give it to God. And he emphasizes when he says cast or throw or toss it, he's emphasizing an active, deliberate act of surrender. Casting all your cares upon him, throwing all of your cares, tossing all of your cares upon him. The term care refers to anxieties and distractions. Some of us can't get where God wants us to be because, one, anxiety, and two, distractions, and they divide our minds. What's dividing our mind is distractions, and what's dividing our mind are anxieties. What are they? Financial concerns. Somebody called me one day, they said, Mr. Harvey, I said, yes. They said, your bill is due today. I said, I can't pay it today. They said, the bill is due today. I said, I can't pay it today. That was like on a Monday or Tuesday. I said, I'll pay it Friday. They say, we can't keep it on our desk to Friday. I say, well, put it on somebody else's desk. You got to stop worrying about what you can't fix. You got to stop worrying about what you missed up. I don't care how long you keep me on this phone and how long you talk, I can't pay it. I ain't got it, Reverend, and I can't pay it to Friday. Some of y'all just worrying, your hair coming out. Now, that ain't why my hair coming out. Hello, somebody. I know y'all say, well, yours coming out, but it ain't cause of worrying. Paying the bills, managing debt, all of that stuff brings about anxiety. Providing for your family, planning for the future can dominate your thoughts and cause some sleepless nights. The Bible says that God watches over us and he does not sleep nor slumber. So I don't know how you feel about it, but since my God who watches over me does not sleep or slumber, it just ain't no need of both of us staying up. You got to learn how to get in your bed. You got to learn what to ask God for. You got got to learn what God let me rest. Y'all know they really did us right when we were children. They taught us how to do it. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. We allowing anxieties and allowing distractions, relational struggles. I want everybody that can stay together, stay together. Everybody that can stay together, stay together. Now, can I move on? Because I just preached the whole sermon right there and somebody missed it. Conflicts in the marriage, tensions with children, strained friendship, unresolved issues with co-workers and church members that create emotional burdens. Y'all know one of the songs they taught us when we were children, ain't got long to stay here. I don't care who you are. You ain't got long to stay here. Don't spend that little time worrying about stuff that you can't do nothing about. You know why? Help me say, because you ain't got long to stay here. The health challenges, the personal illnesses, caring for our aging parents, the health concerns of loved ones can evoke fear, uncertainty, and senses of helplessness. The workplace pressures. I tried to put everything that I hear about from one week to the other in this sermon. Job insecurity. My help comes from the Lord. Y'all come in and listen to me. Y'all come in and listen to me. When you get this, you got job security. My help comes from the Lord. Overwhelming workloads can cause you stress and anxiety. I'm talking to some people that just work. Don't have time. Some of y'all watching from work right now ain't got time to come to church. Just working, and the bills are still behind. Sometimes you think you can work your way out of debt. You got to manage your way out of debt. You don't need more money. I'm talking to a lot of folk. You don't need over the money that you already got. How is it the person working at McDonald's got more than some folk that's working at Xerox? Some people that's working plumbing and doing hard labor are happier than folk who sit behind desks with big salaries. Then we got parenting responsibility. People can't handle. How this happen, y'all? People can't handle their children. I just need somebody to tell me how we get there. How do we get there? How do we get to where a mama and daddy can't? How did we get there? My mama was taking, it was 9 of us, and mama by herself was taking 7 of us at a time to church. And all she said, now y'all go in there, sit down, have a seat, go to the bathroom before you get in church. My mama would say, if you have to pee when church starts, you better pee on yourself. Because ain't no walking once you get in church. And I remember sometimes I wouldn't get to the bathroom, but I knew I better sit there and shake. You better sit there and shake because mama said, no walking, no talking. My mother sung in the choir when we would be sitting out in the audience, and I don't know how, but mama had a snap that you could be sitting in the back of the church and hear mama snap. And then you almost had a nervous breakdown because that snap, that meant when we get home, we got some dealing to do. the preacher would come to our house and have dinner. My brother and I, we would try to get our bath, get the yard done, get the garbage taken out, get our baths and get in the bed before everybody left and try to be asleep because mama said it's going to be some dealing. And we thought that maybe because she had been with the preacher, had dinner, and mama was happy, we thought mama forgot about what she said at church. And I don't know how y'all feel, but it was 4 of us in a room. Everybody got a private bedroom now. But it was 4 of us in the room. We had them big old tall bunk beds. And my bed was on the bottom, and I'd get in the bottom of my bed, and I'd go all the way to the wall. But because I misbehaved in church, when the preacher was gone, I said, ooh, mama happy. All right, Reverend. Thank you for coming. So glad to see you. I'll see you Tuesday night in Bible study. I said, ooh, mama happy. Ooh, mama done forgot. Church over. I mean, everybody gone. House done got quiet. Mama gone to get them switches. Mama got them switches, and she come in and look way down under my bed, at my bed, and say, come here. Didn't I tell you what happened to our children? What happened to our children? Kamala couldn't fix it. Trump ain't gonna fix it. Cooney can't fix it, Looney can't fix it, and Tooney can't fix it. If mamas and daddies don't fix it, it ain't gonna get fixed. Societal and global issues, concerns about injustice, political unrest, I ain't even going in that, environmental challenges, the state of the world can cause us to have anxieties and be out of our control. In a culture bombarded with stress, Peter's invitation is timeless. God desires to carry our burdens because he deeply cares for us. Now listen, if you need some self-esteem, if you need a pickup, if you need a lift up, here it is right here. Cast your cares upon him. That's good, but it says he cares for you. He loves you. He ministers to you. He touches you. He blesses you. He cares for you. But the Bible teaches us in this text that humility is a prerequisite for experiencing God. Some of us are too high and mighty to share with each other what we're going through. And I understand that, but some of us won't even tell God. And I know, you say, well, God is supposed to know. He does know. But he says, cast all your cares. In other words, bring your cares to me. Sometimes I see my children in need. If they don't open their mouth, come in, don't act like you didn't hear what I said. I say sometimes I see a need that my children have. But if they don't open their mouth and say, Dad, I need, Dad, I need, Dad, I need, cast your cares upon the Father, for he cares. If you don't open your mouth, hands and pockets are shut. And that's how God is with us. He says, bring your cares to me. Show me that you trust me. Show me that you believe in me. Show me that you worship me. Show me that you're holding on to my unchanging hand. Without humility, we manage our lives independently. We fail to acknowledge our need for God. I need God. Who am I talking to can say, I need you, Lord. I need you, Lord. I need you, Lord. Peter commands both the elders, that's old folk like us, and then young believers, because everybody's saying it's a new way for the young people. Well, I want you to know Peter is talking to old people and young people, and he's saying, clothe yourselves with humility. Calm your little selves down. Humility is recognizing God's sovereignty, his authority, his power, his dominance in your life. God, dominate my life. God, take over my life. God, you have authority in my life. Humility is submitting to his will and timing. Humility is acknowledging our limitations and his infinite power. Oh, I could shout right there when I say it, when we say our limitations. But God has infinite power. In other words, whatever you're going through, God can handle.